try to optimize our time with some robots and with automation. So I will, first of all, I will run some robots, so I optimize my time before, while I make the presentation. Don't alert, this is not Black Mirror or something like that. It's just technology working. So then I will return to this site, and you can see more in detail. Just to your knowledge, I will try to put this robot to working so I can efficiency my work in this day, and all the tasks I have to do in this morning. All the robots I will be from me while I make the presentation. So first of all, what is automation services? Is our shared services, and I will try to explain how it works, how we can provide it, and how you can provide it from your firm. And I will try to be also that you have a great impression of these services. Our agenda for today is, first of all, we will talk about what is the real challenge for our firm and for our profession when we talk about IT, when we talk about digital transformation, and specifically when we talk about automation services. Then I will try to comment you about what is the reality or what is the services in fact. So how can you join us to this journey? And finally, what is the opportunity? No, what is the opportunity for you, for your firm? What is the opportunity for TGS as TGS member? No, that is the really important. So first of all, what is the challenge? No, when I talk in Singapore 2 years ago, I focus in the technology, but instead I think, and we think from PGK in Argentina, that the real challenge is not about technology. The real challenge is about how is impacting the technology to our actual business model. As you know, and as we know, our business model for professional firms has several pains. No, I put here some pains we know, like we have a lot of competitors. We have a lot of services that in the industry there are a commodity. So we are selling more services with lower prices. So our net profit is decreasing year after year, and that is a pain. And we know that pain, and we try to change our business model to be more profitable as firm. But let me tell you something more bigger than that. That the big challenge for you, for your firm, as we think, is that the more important for you and your firm is that you have to shift your actual business model mindset, because in the few years and before in 2019, I talk about that this process was starting, or in this moment in 2021, I say that the pace of transformation, of the digital transformation, accelerate. So what is the most important for you is that you have a big challenge as owner, as part of the firm, that you have to shift your traditional mindset, and you have to reconvert and you reskill your own firm, because the real challenge is that all the traditional services and all the traditional business model related costs based in people, in human beings, will change. And this change will be impact directly in the way that you sell services, in the way you provide services, and more that your client buy your services. And that is the more important for, I will try to be the more important for you in this webinar. You understand why and how you can adapt to these new processes. Now, and this new paradigm for us is the automation business model, in which you not right now you will try to learn all related technology, but as I know about how you develop technology, although you have to understand how you can implement technology to provide high quality services, your quality services, and in the best way in the cheaper way, and that imply for you and your team that you reskill and you remind and you rethink all your actual processes, because all will change. No, that is for me the most important message I will try to put in this table. And just to put a big example, no, the last month I have in a webinar that while a medical the healthcare industry, in which the doctors don't try the patient directly, although the patient will send all the information to a robot, and the medical will check the robot will we implement it for this patient. I believe that this is the way that we will provide our services as an accountant, as a professional firm. So this I hope that this look like no so aggressive for you, but I believe it's important to you to and your firm that this message will be in your conversation. Not all is bad news. The good news is that if you change your business model in a time, and you try to convert in a new firm model business, you will increase your services, and in something like that you will increase your profitability, because all the cost structure that you have right now will transform. But to be really profitable, you need to understand that the technology and the industry of digital transformation works about collaboration and partnership. If you as your firm want to be in this wave, you have to be in this journey and join to this journey. You need right now understand what IT partner you can select and how you can implement this technology. Because the most important for you is that today is a differentiation, but tomorrow, in 2 years, 3 years, if you don't have automation or IT automation solutions in your firm, your firm should be in a survivor position. So it's very important for you that you understand that you need to have an IT partnership that help you to implement this technology. And this and in these processes, I put here what is our option, but what is a competitive advantage, a competitive pricing, and what the market is expecting is what you have to understand in the process. I believe that in this new world, the big fish is not the most important. It's the most competitive fish who can integrate with the other fish and try to be higher and provide more services, which is most important for the business. In TGS, I believe there are a big opportunity for all of that. No, sorry if I don't talk about technology and I will talk about IT at this moment, but it's important for me that you have this understanding of what is our mindset from the webinar. No, so in this point, and I will talk a little more about technology and the context right now. I present this graphic because it's very significant how the blue wave is increasing year after years, and in 2050, 2025, the 50 of the tasks that today are done by human will be done by bots, by automation, by technology. So that is important. That is the context we are talking about, no? And more impressive is that not only the graphic is important. There are the behind of the graphic, behind of this wave, there are business, and all the business, all the CFOs, all the CEOs, all the companies, big companies, SMA company, all are thinking in invest in technology, in automation, and not only in Latin America, in North America, in Europe, in Asia, in all around the world. And that is because the technology has significant benefits. I put this graphic and then I will share for you all this information, all this graphic, all the documentation. But the most important for you is that this wave and these processes has accelerated in a high velocity. No, I say always that when I read this amazing magazine from the Zero director in 2017, I see that this is the new paradigm for PGK, but I hope that for all TGS was the new paradigm, that everything or anything that can be automated will be, and that is a reality. And these processes has not turning back. That is important, no? That is the most important. And the last month I read this article who the CFO of Levi Strauss say the same. So that is 5 years after that the first thinking, but this is the challenge. How we can understand that we are a firm, that we are facing in a context that all that can be automating will be. And if you see this graphic, the most activity will be impacting, but the automation are processes relating finance and administrative tasks and all relating accounting. So it's very important that this paradigm will be in your mind. No, I say that in Singapore that automation is a train that Spider-Man cannot stop. But instead, I see right now that automation is a rocket to the moon. No, Jeff Bezos, for example, have to a rocket, no, and to the moon. That we need to join us. And if we don't join us, we can't survive as a firm, as a provider of services. This is a challenge, and I hope in the table of your firm, the challenge will be planned. So right now, I will try about the reality. What is our services from Argentina, no? And what we think about automation. First of all, let me say that automation is part of the digital transformation. And in this phase, on this stage of the digital transformation, we have faced the digitalization in the last 10 years ago. And right now we are in the automation stage in which all the IT providers, all the companies, all the providers or ERP, for example, SAP, for example, Xero, for example, I don't know, Sage, all the providers are thinking in automation. But in the next stage is the optimization. And the optimization implies not only automation technology, we are talking about artificial intelligence, we're talking about machine learning, we're talking about deep learning. And that is very important to you and your firm understand in which stage you are. We are in the stage 3, in the limits from automation to optimization, and thinking that the new objective for the technology is to generate autonomy. So the autonomy implies that human not be part of the processes in this general task or done the task. So that is the reality. And from PGK, we are understanding this reality, and we are making technology through our IT department that have more than 30 profiles of different technologies, in which we understand what is the manual task or all the opportunities of automation, design an automation solution, and implement the automation. So for that, we talk about different technologies. The more important right now is the technology of RPA, or robotic process automation. I run some robots recently. I hope in this moment you don't confuse me with Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story, with this bot for everyone. But right now, the most important technology is RPA, but we are talking about artificial intelligence. Well, we are working with blockchain. We are working with machine learning. We are talking about data analytics. No, just a little more deeply about RPA. What imply RPA? RPA is a technology who allows the company with develop a software in which this software can integrate with different systems and without a limit with different systems. So we can integrate with SAP, we integrate with Salesforce, we can integrate the bot with a document, a spreadsheet. And the important for this technology is very simple, very flexible, and very adaptable to implement. So the most important for right now in our services is how we can implement RPA in different tasks, in different processes, and how your team or how our team can change the way of we connect with our client, in which right now the processes and all the application and all the tasks that are done in the application will be done by the robot, and we are as a user just control the robot and require to our development that provide new robots. That is a new mindset. That is a new way to think or to rethink the services. No, I will be a little more specific in the next slide. So when we talk about technology, when we talk about automation, when we talk about RPA, we understand that the most important is to find automation opportunities. To find automation opportunities, I believe that we're in the best position in the market as a firm, as an accountant, as an economist, as a legal advisor, because all the tasks that are repetitive, routinary, and standardized will be automated. No? We can automate it. And when I talk about automation, I put the word task and no processes, because when you can automate a big task, a small task, and you can automate all the process. But the most important is that all tasks and processes that have these qualities, you can automate. And in some examples, no, all related data match, all related reconciliations, all related integrations, all related data entry, take information from some documents and upload to other systems, all related security or information security or cyber security, no? Or right now this one of the most important in the agenda of the company, all related data analytics, audit, I am an audit manager, so all related data analytics, it can be automated. All related reporting and consolidation. In this world, the most important right now is have information in real time and with good information. So all related reporting and data consolidation can be automated. That are some examples, but I put this example because when I present this example, looks like that it's a the technology is a competition for accountants, and it's different. This put us as an accountant in the best position to provide automation services. But because we know these processes, we understand how it works. So the IT professionals doesn't understand, but we as a firm, we understand how it works these processes and these tasks. No, but as I mentioned before, one of the most important is to understand and find out automation opportunities. But the second is to measure all the benefits of the automation. And the benefits are measurable, and we can calculate what is the return of the investment of implement an automation. And that is very important for your client. And that's very important for you as a firm. And that's very important for you as a provider of services, because the most difficult as a provider of services sometimes to show as your client that you are providing an add value services. You know? And in these cases, when you provide automation services, all the benefits are measurable. All the benefits can be calculated, and you can present a proposal, a solution proposal with the calculated of the return of the investment, and you have a direct impact in the results of the company. the principal benefits are related. This is the really true. When you implement automation, you are reducing labor costs because you are replacing human tasks for technology. But that is not the most for our side, for our thinking. That's not the most important benefit. For us, the most important benefit is that when the companies implementing automation, the company can have an scalability and a sustainability in their transactions. So they don't have a limit for growth. They don't have a limit for new requirements of the legal entities or the organized tax entities because all the processes can be automated. No? For the other side, for the internal side, when a company automated, it's important because also the people who make the task or who make the boring task, as I call, because all the tasks that we are automating are the tasks that are very boring. No? So the people, the staff of the company increase the productivity because they do the tasks that add value. No? So if some in the past a person was reconciliation banks and download a report, then have to download the bank statement from the ERP, and then have to match the transaction. Today, as I presented before, I put to run the bots, and when I finish my presentation, I will see the results and I will analyze the results. I will not do that for the task or the operating task. And for the culture, for the impact, that is very important for the next generation. We talk about a lot about millennials, centennials, and something like that, but you have to know that the younger generation doesn't understand their way to relationship with the world without technology. So it's very important for the company, for your team, that have this present because it really impact in the cultural mindset of the company. No? After like that, I will try to put what is the challenge, what is the reality, and what we are talking about when we talk about automation services and when we talk about IT technology or RPA technology. But in fact, what is the opportunity for you and your team? That is right now, I believe that you are in this webinar because you see an opportunity to your team. And for me, it's the most simple opportunity. And we try to put this in our one-page plan we make in our shared service plan, in which we know that automation services will generate for the TGS members these 4 benefits: will increase their sales and increase their cross-selling, will increase the high add value services for your clients, will show you as a modern and a backward firm, but the most important, you will have an IT partner here in Argentina with today one of the 4th best cost quality. We are comparing now in Argentina our IT quality development with India, Hungary, Polish, and us, because we are in a good position for our economy to provide high IT quality with a good cost of implementation. So you will have 4 directly benefits for your team selling automation services. But why and what you have to sell this information and what is our proposal? We will provide you our commercial training, because to sell automation, to rethink in your business model, you need to understand and you have to training you and your staff. We will provide our marketing and sell information because we have a framework, we have all the information related and we have knowledge and we have experience in the last 5 years providing automation services. And also we will provide our digital tools. I believe that this is one of the most important. We have developed and automation digital tools to detect automation opportunities. And that is very significant because you can go to the client, and with our digital tools, you can, in a simple survey, in a simple coffee talk, you can understand if the client have some tasks, some processes to be automated. And of course, we will provide the best cost for IT solutions. So we are very competitive right now in all the world to provide IT solution, to provide RPA solution, because also, as I mentioned before, we are working in RPA, we are working in these services for the last 5 years, and we are different profiles of IT team. So you don't have to invest in develop an IT team. You have an IT team here in Argentina, so with the high quality and with the good cost, no? And the most important, I say that, what is the target segment to provide automation services? And the reply is that all the companies will implement automation in the new world. The big companies have a requirement as in the agenda to implement automations. The small and medium entities need to implement it to survive, because if they don't they don't implement automation, they will be they don't come being in this new market, no? And also other thing that is very important is today for big companies. The last week I meet with some CFOs from Latin America or PepsiCo, for example, and they say that the bonus in their calculation of their bonus for the CFOs, they have to implement at least 2 automation solutions, at least. So the automation is part of the new era, is part of the new way to implement it. And for firms, I see a big opportunity, that because I can send by email, but in the last Gartner survey for 2020, the principal automation processes that the companies start to implement are in finance and analytics. That is important because we are in this area and we know this area. So for you, as you know, we know that Big Four and Big Tens in the world provide these services, but the most important is we know, and we know them, and we know how we can compete with them, and we can be more. We have different strategy to be more competitive. No, that is more important. What about for you and in your coffee and in us is we provide our methodology. We have a methodology to provide these services, and you will if you learn with us and you try to implement this methodology, you will increase very higher and very quickly your sales in automation, because we know that this methodology generate new sales. No? And for me, the most important is that if you sell automation services, and if you participate in the first step of the automation services, that is in discover automation opportunities, and you pass us the opportunity and we close the sale, you and your firm will receive 50% of the total of the amount of the project. So if you invest just 5% of your time in a total project, you will receive 15%. So just to be part of the sale of automation services, you will receive 50%. So I believe that is a big opportunity for you and your firms to try and to prove if it can be a great opportunity to provide new services. No? Just as part of the opportunity, I will present here just a business case. I don't want to boring you. This business case is for a client that we implemented. Is one of the biggest e-commerce platform in Latin America, and we implement automation in four processes about tax compliance. Yes, and if you see in the left, in my left, the investment represent just a insignificant part of the benefit that I measure and I put here in the right side. And as I mentioned before, we calculate the return on investment in this business case, and all this robot working right now generates a return on investment of higher than 700. And that is important from the economic side. But the most important is that when you entry and you start to provide automation services in a company, the company never stop this process. And that is significant in your sales strategy. So in our case, when we implement automation, in the 100% of the cases, the company require new bots, new development, require new processes to be automated. And why? Because as I put here in this slide, the benefits are very simple to measure, are very simple to the company to also make the follow-up of the KPIs. So I invite you and your firm that try and understand that these services can be a great opportunity to increase your sales and be more profitable as a firm. No, I don't like to run other robot because I think it's a little more boring for you. Just I would put here. I hope it work something. What? Just 35 seconds. This bot is run right now that will present a tax to the tax organism, a tax declaration. So just I could run a demo that right now all these processes that a person had to take a file and then go to the tax organism and present the declaration, the robot is working. So that works, and all the robots are working. We have several robots here. I put just five solutions, 5 RPA solutions that you can see. I don't know. Let me show you other demo. In these cases, for example, the robot takes this information from the invoices and make a reconciliation with the tax with the tax report for VAT. So that is some robot that we are implementing, and in these cases, for example, the bot ran all the night, and I believe that today are running about 5,000 of invoices by month. So you can imagine all the time that the person who passed before to see and reconcile all the invoices. No, just to finish my presentation, and thanks all you for being here. I would put in the TGS portal, and I will send to Margaret and Andrew. If you are interested in be part of the revolution, if you are interested in reaching your firm and to try to defy this challenge, we will provide you a free three free detection opportunities for your client, for the client you select, and also we will provide 1 month free of one of our RPA solutions, so you can prove and you can see how it works. I believe that can be more tangible for you and your firm to understand how it works, how you can provide, and how we, as a partner of TGS, as a partner of firm, we can generate new business and also new modern and profitable business. As I mentioned in the beginning, no, we want to be more profitable, we want to be different, and we want to be vanguardist as a firm. Just to end, so for example, you can see right now that all the robots I put to run, I finished. So right now, for example, in these cases, this robot download from the organist task all the information related the task or organism. In these cases, in the case of this robot, for example, right now the robot generates all the files that I right now only have to present this information to the Central Bank Argentina in Argentina, and in this case the robot ran and reconciled all the invoices with the ERP information from the general account. As you see, while I present and I show you all the webinar, I run the robots and I try to optimize my time and also be more efficiency, and that is the idea. And that's the idea. I hope you have you want to be part of the new wave and try to join us in the train or in the rocket. Thank you very much. I don't know, Margot, Andrew, if there are any questions.
Yes, thank you, Matias. So if someone has any question, you can ask.
Just thinking that, is that really you, Matias, or did you record that earlier and you're actually doing something else as well? Just to check.
Thank you. My last recommendation. Yes. I will send all the presentation. I will send all the information to you, so you can put. And also I will put the information. So if any firm want to prove and have the free trial, is invited. No? That's my last comment. It's when I talk about automation, I say to our staff that automation is not about technology. No? I say before that here in Argentina we take mate, but when we think about automation, we're thinking about automation. And right now I automate my way of take mate. So before I had to spend a little more, and right now I automate my processing. No? So that is the most important for you as a firm. That's the most important for you as a professional, that technology and automation services is not about technology. It's about the way that we can find out automation opportunities and how we can implement the best solution for our clients. That is my last message for you.
Thank you, Matias. It's really fantastic. I can see everybody's head. Guy, you have a question, sorry.
Yeah, Matias, I was wondering if you could tell us how long a typical project lasts, or I know it's probably a big range, but what?
No, in average, 3 or 4 months. The guide depends on the project, but 3 or 4 months.
Okay, thank you.
In this average, for example, you have implement some solutions that we have developed some bots, so it's more easy to implement. And in other case, the bot is some tailor-made, so you have to spend more time. No?
Right, makes sense. Thank you.
No, in all the cases. We have two different commercial models. We provide this option. Right now, the technology industry have this typical business model. We can provide automation services as a service and with the model of services technology as a service or software as a service. Sorry. In this case, the client pay for the use of the robot. But in other cases, we just develop and send and sell the robot, and all the maintenance and all the robot is the client has all the is the owner of the robot, so they can then maintain with other supplier and something like that. Right now, to be really to be all the IT technologies in general are selling in software as a services because it's the most common to the industry. But
right.
some company want to buy the robot can buy the robot. So from my side, many thanks for all again for you, Chanqing in the night of Singapore and all the information. And you, thank you, Guy, because it's very early in Seattle. So many thanks. Thank you, Marian, Matthew, Emmanuel, for being here.
Great, thank you, Matias.
Thanks, Matias. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the whole presentation was, as Margot said, it's recorded, and it was superb, Matias. I think it's a really good example of a fantastic presentation. You've been listening really well to Heather, and it couldn't be clearer. I think Margot and myself, for one, I've got a lot of projects in mind for automation, so we really have to sit down again and get these moving forward. And if anyone has any more questions, of course, you can send them to us or you can send them directly to Matias. You have his contact details on the end of the slide, and I'm sure you'll reach out to him on LinkedIn to be connected there. And it would just leave me to say thank you very much, everybody, and see you in another TGS Month webinar, or see you in amongst some comments and questions for Matias for automation.
Thanks to us. I
Good
hope
morning.
to see you soon.
Thank you.
Or good morning.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.